I see a lot of people teaching agent outreach nowadays. And I think agent outreach sucks. I'm going to tell you why. Context is I used to be an agent selling properties for banks. And then I turned into an investor going after agents, trying to get deals. And now I'm a wholesaler specializing in inbound lead generation. And I've always been inbound marketing. So I say all those things because I know all the different strategies. So with agent outreach, the main problem I have with agent outreach as a beginner is you don't know what the hell you're doing. And if you get an agent that doesn't know what they're doing, which is potentially the case, because there's a lot of agents out there that don't know what they're doing, then you'll be fine because neither of you know what you're doing anyway. So who's going to know the difference? But if you get somebody that halfway knows what they're doing, they're going to figure out that you don't know what you're doing. And the problem with that is that you're going to put a property in a contract, and you're going to think it's a great deal. You think it's going to be an amazing deal. And then lo and behold, and you're going to finagle your way in, you're going to send the agent a contract. And the agent's going to be like, what the hell is this contract? Because they're looking at the realtor contract, and you're sending this one-page, very one-sided agreement toward the buyer. And they're not going to want to sign that. So let's say you get past that. So you get an agreement signed. They're going to want a deposit. And then, you got to kind of maneuver your way around that because, we never give deposits on our deals. We give it after the inspection period. But the agent, they're going to want a deposit. So you may end up figuring out a way to do that, either putting off the deposit till after the inspection period. Maybe you put up the money yourself, or maybe you get one of these gator people that I roaming around the internet offering you to give deposits for a portion of your deal. Now you get past that and you think it's a deal. You think it's an amazing deal. And you put on the contract and then you try to sell it. You try to find a buyer. And then you figure out that this thing is a turd. This is not a good price for this deal. Meanwhile, the agent's happy because they got their house sold. They're already thinking about that nice dinner they're going to go down in Miami and all the things that they're going to enjoy. Maybe go to the Gucci or the Prada store. Although with the kind of properties we deal with, I doubt that they're going to go to the Gucci or the Prada store with the commission they make. But then, unbeknownst to them, you're going to call them a couple of days later and you're going to say that, oh, I can't close on your deal. I'm going to have to cancel. Meanwhile, that agent's pissed. They're pissed. They lost their commission. They're also pissed because now they got to talk to the seller and tell them that, hey, we're going to put this property back on the market. And of course, the seller's going to be like, well, I thought you knew what you were doing. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Now I got to start all over. I started to make arrangements, blah, 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 and it's all a mess. It is a freaking mess. And then there you go. You go tail behind your legs and you go find another property. Agent outreach. Now, I guarantee you that agent is going to remember you for a bit. They're going to remember you as the person that didn't close on their deal. And what's going to happen is that then if they ever come across any other deal that is good and you happen to call them, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, Cris, I remember you. I remember you really well. For that property, I went to 3 Main Street. It didn't work out. Yeah, I know this contract and I know what we went through last time. No, sirree, Bob. We ain't doing that again. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So the issue with agent outreach is you're going to ruin a relationship even before it begins because you don't know what you're doing. Hey, by the way, if you would like to learn how you can get your own inbound motivated seller leads without an agency and be able to not even consider this agent outreach thing, then click the link in the description. We can actually set up your campaigns for you, help you run them. We'll help you analyze the deals because the deals are coming nationwide. And we'll even sell the deals for you because we want to make some money with you. So make sure you click the link in the description. The best way to get started as a real estate investor, especially when you don't know how to talk to people, there's so many things you don't know, is you talk to private owners. Because private owners, if you do a transaction with a private owner, and again, I'm not getting into the specifics of wholesaling, right? Because there's nuances associated with it. But let's say that I'm going to say that you spoke with a property owner and you said to them, hey, I'm looking to purchase your property, either myself or I might have one of my investor partners that will be the person purchasing the property. So you're upfront with them about the fact that you may or may not be the end buyer, but it's okay. And they're on board with you. And they say yes. And let's say that we thought it was a deal, but I don't know, 10 days later, you realize that it's a turd. It is like the biggest turd that it's like when you go out with a family on that big dinner and the next day you have one of those. That's the kind of turd I'm thinking about. And now you have to go back to the seller. And you have to go back to the seller and tell them that you got to cancel the deal. And, it doesn't matter what you tell the seller. You're going to tell them, hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to be the buyer, but, it's either me or I'm going to, find somebody to take over my contract, whatever that may be. And they're perfectly okay with it, but they have amnesia. They forget about everything you've told them. All they know is that you told them that they were going to close in 2 weeks, and now you're telling them that you're not going to close in 2 weeks, and they're going to be horribly upset at you. But guess what? The life will go on for them. They're going to be pissed. They're going to hang up the phone. And then you're going to go out and find somebody else. But that seller, they're not in the business. Are they going to tell anybody else? Are they going to spread it around all over town? All your dirt? No, they're not. And it's just going to go away. With an agent, that just doesn't happen. So that's one of the main issues that I have with agent outreach. Among other things, I'll tell you a few others, and I have this big ass long list. I was going to make this video, but I'm like, I can't make this video. It's too damn long. I have no patience for it. That's one thing. Now, the second thing is that second reason why I don't like agent outreach is because it's still outbound cold marketing. You're replacing the seller. If you're doing cold calling to find motivated sellers, you're getting on the phone with a property owner, and then the drudgery associated with that and getting yelled at and everything else. But now again, with agents, it's kind of the same thing. You're talking with agents. Now, this is under the umbrella that you're calling agents and saying to them, hey, do you have any property owners that you spoke with recently that may have a property, anything that's a pocket listing, anything that you're working on that might be a distress sale, whatever. So you're prospecting that way, which is easier than, say, if something was already on the MLS. Because if something is already on the MLS, if it's a good deal, it would have been sold by now. So, you would have to go back and look at listings that have not sold and try to go after those agents. But at the end of the day, you're spending time prospecting, trying to find gold, as they say. But it's so much easier just to run ads. You run an ad, somebody fills out a form, they reach out to you and they say, hey, I'm interested in selling my property. You call them back and you're like right there, like right from the get-go. Hey, tell me about the property, tell me about the price, and let's see if we can do something together. And that's it. So it's just so much easier than cold outreach. So I think that's the second reason I don't like the agent outreach, is because of the fact that it's just replacing cold calling. Now, the last reason I don't like agent outreach is that many times it's a strategy that you use at the beginning to hopefully make enough money to move on to something else. But the problem with that is that it's an interim strategy. That means that it's only going to take you so far. So let's say you use agent outreach in order to find your first handful of deals. And after your first handful of deals, you're saying to yourself, I'm tired of this. I can't deal with these agents. They're horrible people, horrible human beings. And then you go and you decide, I got to go figure out something else. Guess what? Now you're starting from scratch all over again. Because that strategy that you implemented can only take you so far. Because now you want to take your business to, you want to have a different business. And so now you got to start from scratch. And so that's another reason why I don't like agent outreach and some of these strategies. Whereas with strategies such as inbound marketing or any marketing related strategy, right? It could be direct mail, could be TV, it doesn't matter. Most of them, if not all of them, are scalable. That means that if you pick the right one, like with Facebook, we can start off at $10 a day budget. You can start off at $20 a day. And then when you start off at $20 a day, it's infinitely scalable. You can spend $100 a day, $300 a day. It's fine. It's infinite. And so then now, if you take the time to learn that particular strategy, example, Facebook ads, now you don't have to relearn a new strategy. You just now are compounding on that knowledge that you've acquired and just making it better, increasing your ad spend, and moving things along. So there you have it. That's why I think agent outreach is not a great strategy. Now, here's the thing. If you want to learn how to run ads like I do and get motivated sellers that are raising their hands, watch one of my other videos. And that way, you can save yourself from the agent outreach penitentiary.